Welcome, Eric Johnson with you. This is 34 Stronger Together, and today we're talking about an iconic business that has been a staple not only in Fillmore County, but in Nebraska and in parts of Kansas. We're talking about the Farmers Cooperative, of course, investing in our owners' success. The motto since day one, you've heard it throughout, and joining me is President and CEO Allan Zumpfe. Allan, appreciate you joining me. Thank you so much.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, so the Farmers Cooperative, investing in our owners' success. Tell us a little bit how. I mean, that's iconic here across the state. Tell us a little bit about what that means to not only you but the customers as well.
Yeah, Farmers Cooperative had a long history of making investments in a lot of rural communities that a lot of cooperatives have not done that, and businesses have not done throughout kind of southeast part of Nebraska and kind of north central Kansas. So, looking back, Farmers Cooperative has been a mainstay. The big white elevators are the easy recognition points, if you will. Kind of throughout, but a lot of steel and a lot of agronomy assets, energy assets, as well as feed assets and grain assets throughout our territory. The cooperative, started clear back in 1906 was the Dorchester co-op was the first cooperative. So one of the very first cooperatives in the state of Nebraska. Stayed that way for a long time. And I believe when I got in the business a long time ago, 1988, I got in the cooperative world. There was, I believe, it was 152 cooperatives in Nebraska. Today there are 27. So there has been a lot of transition. A lot of mergers have happened during that time, and Farmers Cooperative was front and center and kind of merger mania, if you will. Started kind of late 80s, all of 90s, and then continued into the 2000s. So Farmers Cooperative was formed as Farmers Cooperative in 2002 with the merger of Dorchester Co-op and the Plymouth Co-op. And from that point on, a lot of mergers happened to grow to the company that we are today.
Now, you speak about the transition and going with the times. Of course, agriculture is always consistently evolving. Uh, do you ever see the Farmers Cooperative taking that next step, maybe getting locations, or has the merger conversation ever came up for you guys?
Absolutely. There's always discussions going on. It has slowed here in the last 3 to 5 years more than anything was. Just the sheer number of cooperatives. There's 27 cooperatives in Nebraska. There's 66 in Kansas, 50 some in Iowa, and there's some mergers going on there. There has to be a real real motivation to have a merger, or why do it? We don't do it for the fun of it. We do it because it makes economic sense. And sometimes bigger's not always better, better's better, we say. And so right now there just hasn't been a drive. I tell people this all the time: so goes the farm, so goes the co-op. And farmer economics the last 5 years has been very good. There's been generational wealth created on the farm. And without a doubt, the cooperatives in Nebraska and Kansas and Iowa and throughout the Midwest have done very well. We've had very sound financial years. So the finances have not been a driver of it. Some of the mergers happened because of railroads. You needed to be on a railroad when the shuttles came in, and some of them happened because you need to be of size and scope to be able to have a seat at the table when it comes to certain suppliers, volumes, and some of those things. And we've a lot of companies have come to the size and scale that we have that, and so that's kind of why they've slowed. I do believe there's another round coming, but I think we're 5 years away. My personal opinion.
Now, you guys had your at the time of this recording, you guys had your annual banquet not too long ago here last month. Looking over company wide, but also the status of agriculture in today's economy. How's everything looking in regards with trending going towards the future?
Yeah. Before you can look at the future, look back. Cooperatives, as I said, had some solid years behind us. I think we just had a producer meeting in Milligan today, and I reported, I think, Our earnings over the last 5 years are around $97 million. That's local earnings for what we do each and every day to serve our member owners. We've spent $175 million on new assets in the last 5 years of our capital expenditures. We've returned $43 million of patronage and retired equity retirements in the last 5 years. So have been very sound. Going forward, we've got some heavy lifts coming. Interest, in 2022 and 2023, the Fed raised our interest rates 11 times, 11 quarter point ups. That's about 5 percentage points when it comes to our real borrowings. To our average year, that's about a $5 million increase in cost. Inflation, without a doubt, hit the farm very hard. It hit us very hard. If you look what the government's numbers are, you're looking at about a 20% number. We have certain things, we've had 100% increase in costs. So we've got a heavy lift there to overcome some of that. And our biggest challenge right now we're facing is the commercial ag insurance. We lost our longtime carrier of 50 years. They exited the business in January 23. We had to seek out another carrier. And during the time we have to do it is an extremely, extremely hard market. Raising rates, raising total insured values. The TIVs have gone up dramatically because of inflation. We came together with 8 other like-minded cooperatives and formed our own insurance company January 1st of 24. So we're learning along the way in that space as well. But I continue to see Farmers Cooperative having solid results. There are going to be some challenges. Is it going to be as easy as what it was? No, because I think our farmers the economics on the farm are a little tighter as well. So goes the farm, so goes the co-op.
Well, and then you're exactly right. The farmers have always learned to evolve and grow, and as I know as well as anybody, it's a gambling process each and every year. And of course, you're taking that gamble and turning that within and having that insurance aspect, and maybe that's something where you guys can adapt and grow. I know you guys have been very big on investing into the ag scene, especially the youth. FFA, big thing with you guys as well. Tell us how important that is to invest in with the next generation.
Yeah, without a doubt. We spend about $300,000 a year in donations into our communities, and a large percent of that is into the FFA 4-H programs in various communities. We're actually on March 13th. We have 180 FFA students coming into our DeWitt campus, and we're putting on a leadership and ag day. And it was actually supposed to be the 10th of January, but due to the weather, we had to cancel it, postpone it, and that was the day we landed on. So we've got a full day of activities. Governor going to wrap it up with Governor Pillen talking to our youth. So obviously we believe heavily in our youth side of it, as well as we support our fire and rescue EMTs in our rural communities. They're very, very important to us and vital to everyone in those communities. So we support those heavily as well.
Talking here with Allan Zumpfe, Farmers Cooperative, and how they're big not only in Fillmore County but across Nebraska and in northern Kansas. And Allan, I know you can probably say amen to this one as well. I couldn't do it without the support of the board of directors and your leadership team. Tell us a little bit about the strength within.
You bet. So have a really strong senior team. We just mentioned board of directors. We just came off our annual board retreat. We spent 3 days together setting strategic direction for our company. We look at it from a 1 to 3 to 5 year plan and spent a lot of time. Had some really good speakers come in and kind of bring us kind of the current headlines and how do what we do can be impacted or impact what that next headline is going to read. So got a strong senior team. Dale Hayek leads our senior VP of grain. Scott Heinrich, senior VP of agronomy. I've got Keith Volker, who is my senior VP of energy, and Kevin Whitler, senior VP of feed. My CFO is Mark Teason. My senior VP of talent is Taylor Collins. And then senior VP of safety and health and safety is Tom Hermance. So yeah, couldn't do it without those guys. Got 12 strong board members that believe heavily in the direction we're going and help setting that direction long after Allan Zumpfe is gone. So
Well, you better stay around. It's going to be a fun ride, and of course,
Uh,
we want to have just strong leadership. Of course, having that in with not only around the Farmers Cooperative, but locally with a lot of customers, as you can probably relate to in and around Fillmore County. Last question for you, sir. How what do you want to tell your customers and abroad about the Farmers Cooperative now and looking ahead?
Number one, want to thank our customers for the business that they do with us. We couldn't continue to grow and make those investments without their support. They've created a great company, and I tell people this all the time. I don't own this company; I just get the opportunity to manage it. And there's been a lot of decisions made by board of directors of the past to set the company up for great success in the future. And you mentioned it right off the gate, investing in owner success. There's been a lot of investments made that that is given the opportunity to do business every day in communities such as Milligan and Ohio, Fairmont, Exeter, in that Fillmore County area, as well as many other counties that we serve in Nebraska. So more than anything, I want to tell our customer owners how much we appreciate them and what the support they give Farmers Cooperative.
Well, appreciate it. Of course, Farmers Cooperative, investing in owner success, locations around Fillmore County, Dorchester, you name it. Go and check out the website for more information. That's farmersco-cooperative.com for more information. Find them on Facebook, social media. Of course, thank them for what they do. And Allan, I thank you for what you continue to do for the cooperative, and thank you for the time here today.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate the time.